So in this video we're going to start looking at this clause where. Now I'm going to jump back to the spreadsheet because we might be able to have a look at what where does much easier in the spreadsheet. It's called a filter, and we've got filters in spreadsheets, so it's a function that can be used in a spreadsheet. And where really looks at one of these fields, and you specify some information about that field, and it just filters it out. So if I said give me the ID, the name and the password from this table where the password equals blimey, what will happen is that the computer will look, or the database will look at the first one and say, is the password blimey? No. So what I will do is hide that. Look at the second one. It will say, is the password equal to blimey? Yes it is, so I'll leave it alone. Then it will move on to the next one, the third record. So is the password equal to blimey? No it isn't, so I will hide that. Then it will look at the next record. Is the password equal to blimey? No, so I will hide that. And finally it will look at this one. Is the password equal to blimey? No it's not, so I will hide that one. And that's all the records dealt with, and that's the end result. It will just give me ID2, username elite, and the password blimey. So that's what it does. It filters. It looks at each record in turn and sees if your where clause matches this. Now we can do that in a query. So again, we could do select all from users. That's fine. So we're going to have the ID, the name, the password. We don't need this name one on the end. And I can write a where clause. Now we could write it here. That's fine, but to me it's a lot better if we have it on a separate line. So the first line of our SQL is always what we want to get and from where, and the next one down should be our sort of filter. And I can do it like this: where password, so I need to know which field name it is in, is equal to. Now I can't just write blimey because blimey is a string, so I need to know what kind of data type it is, and if it's a string I need to enclose that in either single or double quotes. So if I run this query now, it's going to select all three field names from the users table and filter out all the records so that I've only got the ones with blimey in the password. If I run that, and there we have it, and it's now identical to our spreadsheet version. And exactly the same happens in this one. So I can do select star from users, and on a new line put my where clause, where password equals, let's use double quotes, blimey. And when I run my query I get just ID2, elite and blimey. So that's what the where clause is doing. It is filtering the records. It's looking at each record in turn and only returning the ones which are true. What I'm going to do now is look at another part. Let's unhide all of those. So let's take a look at another part, and I want to take a look at these ands and ors. okay, in my query and try and explain what they're doing. So let me say that I want to return all the users who have a password which is either Blimey or the loner. Okay, so Blimey or the loner. So I take a look at this one with its password, it's let me in, that's not Blimey or loner, so I hide it. Take a look at the second one, well it's Blimey, so I need that. Take a look at the next one, it's ask123, that's not Blimey or loner, so I'm going to hide that. Number 5, it is the loner, so I need that. Look at the next one, it's swordfish, that is not Blimey or loner, so I don't need that. So if I use the or, I'm going to have 2 records, number 2 and number 4, with Blimey and the loner. And I can write that in my SQL, pretty much the same thing. Or password. Now you've got to say it again, you can't just put equals Blimey or loner, or we'll have a look at that in a minute. Equals the loner. And when I execute my query, I've got my 2 records. Now I said you can't just use or the loner, so if we come back and we say where password equals Blimey or the loner and try and run that SQL, then we only get the first one, because we've said where the password is Blimey, but we don't know what we mean by that one. And we'll have a look at that one in a minute with the AND statement. But first let's go over to the other SQL database. Let's go back to SQL and type in exactly the same thing. Select all from users where password equals Blimey or password equals the loner. And when I run that, actually I'm going to copy that because I'm going to retype it in a minute. And when I run that, it's going to give me my 2 records, Elite and Blimey and Larry the loner. Now, if I go back to that query, as I said I was going to retype it, just paste it back in there. Again, if I take out password, don't give it the field, this is not going to work, and it just gives me the first part. So it executes up to there and just ignores that part if we don't put the field name in, so it's not working at all. So that is the OR command. In the next video I'm going to show you the AND command.